Welcome to NoAdCode Pro, the first auth plugin of Google Ad Manager that makes your Google Ad Manager integrations into your WordPress site seamless and also helps you make more money while doing this. You must have been getting some emails from NoAdCode mentioning that you're leaving money on the table. I will guide you that how you can actually increase your earnings with NoAdCode Pro. Hello YouTube, welcome to NoAdCode Pro's detailed walkthrough. An exciting update to start the video with. We are now approved with Google's branding officially, so we have made our sign-in process truly simple. You can get done with the sign up within minutes and in the most secure way. The first thing you need to do is come to our site noadcode.com. Now you see two options, and for the first time we are excited to offer you with a $2 demo for our pro product. Yes, you heard it right. So you can just test NoAdCode Pro with just $2. After making the most difficult choice of your life, download free or download pro, you can actually choose one and get started with your auth process. Now this is actually your initial sign-in process. Once inside the plugin, you will see your free trial offer. Now you can simply click on start trial. We use RazorPay for our payments, so it is one of the most secured ways to actually make payments, and we do not store your card or any details. It's all handled via RazorPay. Now after making the tough choice, you can actually make the payment as well. I'll quickly do that right away and we will get started. You can either use UPI or cards, and as soon as you have actually paid, your license would be activated and you are all set to actually get started. With our pro version currently in this $20 price that will continue on, you are getting 3 domains access. Let's now proceed to download the plugin. Once the plugin has been downloaded, you can actually go to your site. Now this is the test site we'll be using. You go into your plugins, you simply know the drill, and I'm just showing you how easy it is to actually do it. Click on activate plugin. Once you see the welcome screen, you know that you are at the right place and you can easily get started and actually sign in. This is the wizard we have created, and I strongly recommend that you choose Google Direct Connect. Choose your email. This automatically detects your site. You add the domain. It will also detect your network code that is associated with your GAM account. It will provide you with a summary in the end, and you can simply click on complete setup. Let's now start using NoAdCode Pro. Firstly, let's go to our dashboard. This will verify whether your connection is successful because you should be able to successfully see your metrics. Now in here, your metrics from Google Ad Manager is loading pretty much fine. Next up, we have Ad Blocks page. Now this Ad Blocks page is the page you'll be spending most of your time in. Let's now create an ad block. Now you have seen this screen already in our free version, but I'll actually tell you what additional things that you're getting in the pro version. Now we are getting something additional for every ad slot. Let's start with display. Let's choose an ad unit, select in the lists. These are the types of pages, and lastly select an insertion point. Let's select header for now. Click on save. Now it's very important for you to go inside the ad block and configure the sizes. But here we have a really exciting feature. This is called the smart ad refresh. Now what this does is this helps you increase your ad impressions by actually refreshing the ad when it's in view. So why it's smart? It only refreshes the ad when it's in view and user is actively engaging with it. You simply click on enable, and we have another very smart feature. Now we have given a capability to add a countdown to the timer. Now users will be able to see the ad is about to refresh in this much amount of seconds. So they might engage with the ad before it actually closes. Let's provide in some sizes. Now we have responsive sizes, so you can provide different sizes for different viewports. Now, most importantly, click on update. And let's now see the smart ad refresh in action. Now, as the ad was in view, so you can actually see a visible timer, and this actually creates a FOMO. Now, if we wait along for 20 seconds, we'll be able to see the ad refreshing. Just fast forwarding to the last seconds. Let's now go to our ad block screen back, navigate back to the ad blocks and create a new ad block. This time we'll be exploring sticky ads. Selecting in the ad unit. Now if you have noticed, we have a sync ad units button. Now this is also there only in the Pro. If you create a new ad unit in GAM and you don't see it sync, you can simply click on sync and it will fetch the live ad units for you. Selecting an insertion point after paragraph, click on save. Now with sticky, we get the same ad refresh, so we'll not go over it, but we get two options. Now we have this custom sticky and we have the Google default anchor. Now if you want to go with the Google's default implementation, you can choose it. But if you want a header bidding compatible anchor, choose this. And if you're not sure, we also have an A and B testing feature, so you can actually test both of them and explore which one is better for you. So I always tell my users when they can come up with a very complicated question to me. Now there are certain best guidelines, but it's always best to actually test what works for you versus what works for others, because everything that works for you might not work for others. Every site is different, every site has different audience. Now this we are seeing a sticky ad. Now I have actually selected 300 cross 250, so we are seeing this big bulky ad. Let's configure a smaller size. So you see the cross 90 ad. Let's now come back to our ad block screen and create a new ad block. This time we'll be actually selecting in interstitials. Now interstitial is a very special ad block because it's a high engaging format, and this allows you to maximize your earnings. In here, insertion point doesn't matter because its actual position is taken care by the code. You click on save, you configure the sizes. Now, most importantly in here, we have three interstitial modes. This is the Google's default interstitial that is also available in our free version. Here is our custom interstitial. Now this is an actually very smart interstitial with the custom triggers we have been mentioning. Now choosing this custom triggers only option, explore other high intent triggers that get missed by the Google's default interstitial implementation. So at last we also have the Google plus custom option. So what is this special option? When we choose this, we create a perfect interstitial that actually combines the best of the best scenarios. So we get impressions from the Google interstitial and we also get the best from our interstitials. Also, the best part is these both interstitials communicate with each other so they don't serve at the same time. Now let's provide in a custom size and at last click on update. Now, interstitials, as you're aware, we don't see it all the time, but we see it, once we engage with the site. Now we try to engage with the site, and this time we saw a Google interstitial. Now, if you want to see our interstitial, it might appear right now or it might not. So we have a debug mode wherein you can see the interstitial for sure. You can force an interstitial to appear, and this is how our interstitial looks like. You can see a simple, clean interface, and these are all additional interstitial opportunities that helps you, increase your interstitial revenue by up to 50% for a lot of publisher. Now this is compliant with the Google Better Ad standards because this is not an on-load interstitial. And still, by actually staying in policies, we explore the revenue missed opportunities from the Google's interstitial. Let's now come back to our ad block screen and actually explore CubeAd. Now this is a very high engaging format again and you can actually try serving this on your site, and I can assure you that you would definitively see additional amount of impressions. Now this is quite easy to implement as well with no ad code. You can configure the sizes, your rotation speed, and click on update. Let's see this cube in action. It has got its own controls. It's got its left and right button. And this is again all policy compliant and high engaging rich media format. Now coming back to your ad block screen, what additional things I can do for you to increase your revenue even further? With the video ad format, you are getting an option to serve a vast ad with our custom player all within this subscription without charging anything extra. Now, how can you get a vast tag from any reseller? By default, you don't get a video account with your MA account, but you can request any reseller for an MI account for video and they'll surely easily provide you with an MI account for video. Once you have that, you can ask them from a VAST tag. So there are two things that you need to configure in here. One is your video source URL. This is the actual source of the video. So you can host this on your site and actually provide a URL. Let's select in a size. You can choose if you want it to be floating or not, and you can provide in the VAST tag. Now this VAST tag would be provided to you by your reseller. Click on update. Let's now see our video in action. Now we chose it in header and this is how the video player is looking. Now this is the ad that is playing before the video. That is our VAST tag. And once this ends, it's got a timer that the ad is of 15 seconds. And once it ends, it's got full controls. And this is your video. Now we have a very important feature called as A and B testing. Now this directly doesn't add any revenue to you, but it surely helps you in optimizing your ad stack and ensuring that you have got your best engaging formats at right position. Now how do you actually create a test? Now I'll create another display format. Call this add init sidebar 2. Select it in footer. Configure sizes, just quickly providing in sizes because the focus of this ad block is to actually create an A and B test. Going back to our ad blocks, now we are going to perform an A and B test between sidebar 2 and sidebar 1. Now this ad unit, we have positioned it inside the header section and we position this ad unit inside the footer section. Compare which of these positions perform better for us. So if you're trying to perform an experiment that you're trying to determine where I should place my ad, you can perform this A and B test, and you can perform the A and B test in a lot of combinations. So we have got some detailed rules that you can see it in here. You can perform A and B tests between display, sticky and cube formats. Your video is limited because we are not mixing video with other formats. So you can only perform a and B test of one video with another video. And we are not supporting code and interstitial formats. Now going back to our ad blocks, how do we create this A and B test? Again, it's very simple with no ad code. You click on create an A and B test. Simply select in the ad blocks that you want to perform an A and B test on. So I'm selecting 1 and 6. I'm clicking on create test. I'm providing it a name. So this is my sidebar test. I'm trying to determine which of the ad units perform better. Let's now click on manage A and B tests and see these actual numbers. Now this will start the populating from a day afterwards. So we are not providing any partial test numbers. So this will start populating from day onwards. So this will populate from one day after. Now this indicates that test started on Feb 2nd and you will start seeing both the programmatic and direct numbers both in this format, and you can export it as well, and there'll be a summary shown in here for your comparison. Let's now explore key values. Now, key values is another very important feature in our product. Now, you are aware that setting up key values when it comes to custom key values, like for example, you want to target ads by a URL. Now, doing that traditionally again is very difficult. You have to reach out to your developers and ask them to implement some custom code. Now, this custom code by default also you don't get it readily available. Now, if he's a developer, he's aware, he can actually query in the window object and he can actually fetch in the URL. But for other people, it might again be complicated. But we are taking care of all these complications for you, making it simplified, and you can enable key values within a single click. To enable it, find this URL key value and you can simply click on enable. Now you also have custom keys. Now you can use this custom keys if you're trying to implement a key value that is not available in this 15 predefined values. You can actually click on custom keys and you can select a new custom key. So custom key can be actually used for targeting ads by categories. Now we have certain predefined templates that you can easily use, and you can actually select these sources for extracting values. Now you can either use your URL, your URL parameter, your cookies, any meta tag or user meta or any data attribute. If you have watched the video until now, I'm fairly certain that you are aware that NoAdCode Pro is definitively the product for you. So what are you exactly waiting for? Please sign in into our site, get started with Pro and start making more money with NoAdCode Pro.